students. In this session also we will discuss about little bit about waves, some more terms. We are going to discuss about waves. See, yesterday while discussing I said a wave is like this. Okay, this is the displacement and this is the time axis. Now this type of wave is a periodic wave. Periodic wave. It is a periodic wave means it repeats after certain time interval. This wave is also a sinusoidal wave. I told you it's a sinusoidal wave. It is also called harmonic wave. Okay, now can the wave be like this? The answer is yes. It is non-periodic. It is just going in a random way. Okay, we are discussing these type of waves. It's a sinusoidal wave. We said that we can write this equation as y is equal to a sine kx minus omega t. Everything which is under the bracket is called argument of sine. Okay, so these are some points. Now suppose let us say there is a string which is connected to a fixed support, a wall. This is called a pulse. The moment you pull it and leave, the pulse will be traveling from this end to this end. Okay, so that means the particles on this string, they will be vibrating in the vertical direction. Now waves are of two types. One is a transverse wave, one is a longitudinal wave. Here this type of wave is a transverse wave. This type of wave is a transverse wave because the wave is going in one direction and the displacement is happening in the perpendicular direction. Okay, so in transverse wave you can say wave motion, let us say in x, and then displacement is perpendicular to it in y direction. This type of wave is called a transverse wave. Okay, so this another type, longitudinal wave, you can understand with an example. Suppose you take a container. Okay, inside the container, let us say this is connected to a piston, and inside there is air. You give a push to this piston and bring it back. You are creating any type of wave is a disturbance. You are basically disturbing this air inside the container. So this air which is subjected to a disturbance, here what happens is there will be few regions of compression and few regions of rarefaction. Okay, compression means it is getting compressed, they're squeezed. Okay, so the volume of air which was initially like this, some regions it became very close. Rarefaction means the one which was like this, it got separated like this. Okay, so this wave pattern will be something like this. Okay, so these are your compressed portions. In between them is this rarefaction. So here the displacement is happening in the direction of the motion of the piston. So here wave motion and displacement, motion and displacement happening in same direction. This type of wave is longitudinal wave. Now if you see this example, what is happening? The wave is traveling from one end to another end. Okay, so you will call this a progressive wave. Another term is progressive wave. It is not a stagnant wave, it is a progressive wave. It is moving from one end of to, okay, so these terms you should understand first. So let us further our discussion. So if I write a wave like this, a sine kx minus omega t, this is the general equation of a writing a wave. Now which type of wave is this? Means it is a transverse wave. First of all, it is a transverse wave. Okay, so it is something like this. This is your x and this is y. The wave is propagating in x, but it is making the particles displace in the y direction. It's a transverse wave. Now let us say we have a situation like this. You have a wave which is written as a sine kx minus omega t plus b cos of kx minus omega t. Now it can be brought to a simplified version. How means, see, generally we write the equation in this format. So this is not in the format. So we have to convert this into somehow into this format. So how do we convert? Means we can write it like this: a into root over a square plus b square divided by root over a square plus b square into sine kx minus omega t plus b into root over a square plus b square divided by root over a square plus b square into cos kx minus omega t. Alright, now imagine a triangle. Imagine a triangle. The angle is phi. This hypotenuse is a square plus b square. Okay, and let us say this side is a and this side is b. Why I can do like this? Because root over a square plus b square divided by root over a square plus b square is basically 1. So from this triangle you are getting, let us say I will call this angle as let us say theta. I will call this angle as theta. So here cos theta is equal to a divided by root over a square plus b, and sin theta is equal to b divided by root over a square plus b square. Okay, now substituting these values in the equation, we get, now bring this root over a square plus b square outside. Okay, so this is a divided by a square plus b square into sin kx minus omega t, plus you're bringing a square plus b square out, b divided by root over a square b square cos of kx minus omega. So here from both of them we will take root over a square plus b square common. Okay, then we will get cos theta sin kx plus sin theta cos kx minus t. So you can very well see that this is in the format of cos a sin b or sin a cos b plus this is sin a cos b plus cos sin b cos a. See, this can be written as sin of a plus b. This can be written as like this. Okay, and I will write a new equation, y is equal to a sin of kx minus omega t plus theta. Okay, this is sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. So this equation, this so-called complicated equation, can be understood in this format, where this a is the new amplitude and its value is how much? A is equal to a square plus b. Theta written as, how we can write this theta? From this triangle, tan theta can be written as divided by, or theta can be written as by a. So whenever you see an equation of this format, it is basically an equation which has come from this. This is a very important point. You make a note of this. Now let us see a couple of points more. Let us say you write a wave equation like a sin kx minus omega t. Okay, you can add this phi also. Now see, basically this is sine of something, sine of some angle. You can imagine this whole thing as some, let us say, some theta. Okay, sin theta value is varying between -1 to +1. So that means the maximum value of this function can be plus a, and the minimum value is minus a. So whenever, and what is that, this a we are calling it as, this is an amplitude. That means it is the maximum displacement, right? Here minimum displacement also in magnitude is equal to a only, but basically it is with a negative sign. So when you are writing like this, so this is your plus a and this is your minus a. So the maximum displacement of this particular wave function is varying between a to minus a. So this is one point you have to understand. Now let us say you write this equation, y is equal to a sine of kx minus omega t plus phi. See, at x is equal to 0 and t is equal to 0, let us say this phi is not there. We have written an equation like a sine some wave is there whose equation is like this. If you apply this boundary condition, what is happening? This term is becoming 0 and this term is becoming 0, right? So this whole term is becoming sine of 0. A sine of 0 is 0, y is equal to 0. That means the wave has started from here, right? From 0. You can say that initial phase angle here is equal to 0. So this phi is what we call it as a phase angle. Alright. Now let us say in this equation, okay, there was, when you put this condition x is equal to 0 and t is equal to 0, okay, so what are you getting? You are getting some angle, right? You are getting some sine phi. You are getting some y is equal to a sine phi types. So initially there was some phase. So let us say you take an example of this particular wave. Let us say it is like this. So there is some phase. It is not starting from 0. The initial phase angle is not 0 here. Some phase is there. Now you can imagine this as, the wave could have started somewhere here, like it is going like this. Okay. At t is equal to 0 and x is equal to 0, there is some displacement, right? So in this situation, there is some initial phases there. It has not started from 0. It has started from some different location. Okay. Now let us say this is wave 1 and let us say this is wave 2. So this has some phase. Here the phase is 0. It can have some phase phi 1. Now this can have some phase phi 2. So phi 2 minus phi 1 is what we are calling it as phase difference between two waves. Here. Okay. Phi 2 minus phi 1 is what we are calling it as a phase difference. There can be a situation that even this wave has started from 0 and this wave has started from 0. In that situation also, it is phase difference is equal to 0. Let us say this wave 1 started from 0 and wave 2 also started from 0. So the phase difference will be 0. So this is one point. Now you need to, one very important point again I am telling, that when you write this type of equation, the wave is propagating in the x direction, whereas the displacement is occurring in the y direction. So that is why it is a transverse wave. So these points you need to remember. And now suppose I take a wave. It is going like this. Alright. Now here, starting from here, this whole thing up to here, again it is starting from here. You see here, yesterday we have discussed this point. This is one cycle. This is called one cycle. So the time taken to complete one cycle is the time period. Alright. So this is what? This is half cycle. What is this? This is quarter cycle. Often you find these terms. You should understand what is a quarter circle, what is a half circle, and what is a full cycle. Cycle, not circle. It's a full cycle, half cycle, and quarter cycle. If you find these type of terms, you should understand them. Now here, the distance between these 2 points is lambda. We said these are the crest. Okay, suppose I take the distance between these 2 points, it is also lambda only. Suppose I take between this point and after the completion of this point, one cycle is completed, if I measure the distance between these 2 points, it is also lambda only. Lambda means wavelength. So you have to pick 2 identical points and consecutive points. You see, it has reached the peak over here, again it reached the peak over here. It's a sinusoidal curve. The distance between these two is lambda. So that means the wavelength is the distance between 2 similar points in a wave function. It is easy to measure the distance between the maxima points, so that's why usually we measure this distance. But see, here the wave is starting and here also the wave is starting. They both are in phase, they both are in similar phase. Okay, so for identifying lambda, you have to pick 2 points which are in phase. So with that you can identify the length of the lambda. And yesterday we were talking about, when we were writing this equation, a sine kx minus omega t. Omega we have seen many times, it is angular frequency. Now this k can be obtained as 2 pi by lambda. This is the formula to calculate the k. K is called the wave number. Now what is the meaning of this? Means in one full cycle, how many lambdas there, what gives you the wave number. Okay, it is what that gives you the wave number. So these are the terms, we will see some more, so please make a note of all these points. These are all concepts which will help you solving while numericals.